Hey there, welcome to First Five. If you're looking for encouragement, you came to the right place. Let's dive in. Well, today I want to talk about serving. What does it look like to serve those around us? Like, what does it look like to serve God faithfully? You know, I remember when I was in elementary school, and just kind of a warning. This story is a little gross, I guess. It may not be. It may be just fine, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. And I remember I stayed over my grandma's house while my parents were out at a date night or something like that. And by this time, my grandma had kind of gotten up there in age, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that she used to be able to do for herself, she could no longer do. And so my grandma could no longer bend over to pick up most things. And so while I was there, my grandma asked me to paint her toenails. Now I'm sitting here looking at my grandma like, are you for real? Like, again, remember, I was in elementary school. Like, my mind was not, framed and wrapped around the things of God. Like, nah, dog, you want me to paint your old lady toes is basically what I hear you asking me to do. And everything in me wanted to say no. But because I love my grandma and she could no longer do for herself, I stepped in, got old lady toe jam all over my hands and served her. Though I didn't want to, I sacrificed what I wanted to serve her. That's what serving is. A sacrifice. Serving is a sacrifice of our time, a sacrifice of our pride, a sacrifice of our talents. There's going to be some things that we're going to have to give up in order to serve the people around us faithfully. Like, there's going to be some things that we're going to have to give up, some pride, some insecurity, some layers of us that we're going to have to shed off and lay down in order to serve God and his people well. Jesus actually says it this way to his disciples in Mark 10. He says, "You know that the rulers in this world lord it over their people, and officials flaunt their authority over those under them. But among you, it will be different." Did you catch that? That's important. Among you, it will be different. You won't do it like the world. You won't do it like the leaders of this world. Among you, disciples, it will be different. Followers of Jesus, it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. And whoever wants to be first among you must be the slave of everyone else. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and give his life as a ransom for many. Here's the truth. The cost of service to God is your life. Let me say that again. The cost of service to God is your life. Now, I'm not saying you've got to strive to get in his good graces. I'm not saying you've got to do all these morally right things to be right with God. No, all you have to do is believe, trust in Jesus. And by putting your faith and your trust in Jesus, you give him your life. He doesn't just save you. He is Lord over your life. And even the Lord of your life did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many. So if God himself can be wrapped in flesh and come to earth to serve and not be served, then you and me, mere humans created in his image, can serve as well. So let me ask you this. In what areas of your life can you serve today? Like, I don't want to make this some big macro thing where you're thinking all about all the different ways that you could, like, who and where can you serve today? Who do you know that's having a hard time at work that you can come alongside today? Where do you see a gap that you can responsibly fill today? Like, who could you just give some of your time to today? I know you're busy. I know you're in the middle of exams. I know quarter two's coming to an end. I know the work is piling up, and I know the family situation is crazy, but how can you serve the people around you today? Because when we serve God's people, we serve God. Jesus says in Matthew 25, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." And here's the truth, and I'm another truth. I'm not telling you it's always going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to have things that are going on in your life that make it real difficult for you to serve the people around you. Sometimes it's not going to be great. You might have to do it with people you don't like. You might have to serve people that you disagree with, serve people that you have a problem with. You might have to serve people that piss you off. It might mean you have to sweat. It might mean you got to wake up early. You got to sacrifice something you really want to do in order to serve others. And listen, this is not to scare you away from serving, but to show you the reality of what serving actually is. It's a sacrifice. You were created to do this, but it does not come without its sacrifices. There will be moments in your service to God and others that won't be great. It may not even be necessarily what you want to do. You think I wanted to paint my grandma's toes? I mean, seriously, like, no. But since she's been gone for some time, since she has been with us, since she's passed, it's one of the fondest memories I have of her, getting to serve her. Listen, there will be moments in service to God and others that don't feel good, but in Jesus, we have an example of what it means to serve to the end. And when we serve, we have an opportunity to create a lasting memory and create a lasting impression in both the mind of the people we serve and ourselves. Because Jesus served us in every way imaginable when he climbed up on the cross. And listen, he's calling each and every one of us to the same sacrificial love. And we don't have to climb on a cross, but it will cost us laying down our lives, laying down our desires, considering others more important than ourselves. It will cost us to serve others well. But isn't it all worth it? If we bring heaven down to earth, isn't it all worth it if we see people encounter the radical love of Jesus? Isn't it all worth it if Jesus is made known far and wide? For the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So you and I, the ones who he came to serve, would emulate his life and serve those around us. You were created to serve. And serving doesn't come without its sacrifices. But it is a blessing to be able to serve God and the people around us. I really hope that encouraged you today. We'll talk soon.